Hi everybody, and welcome to the April edition of Fandom Forecast. I did find quite a few really exciting things to talk to you guys about, so I'm, super excited. So let's go into video games first. The first video game I found to talk to you guys about is Rune Factory 5. This is the first new Rune Factory game since like 2012, so if you guys haven't played them before, I kind of understand. But basically this game is like Stardew Valley and Story of Seasons and Harvest Moon and all those farming games, but it adds an element of also like a fantasy RPG, because like all of the animals that you would use on your farm, like your chickens, your cows, your sheep and everything, are monsters in the world that you have to tame. So you have to go out, fight them, tame them, and then they go to your farm. I also really like the crafting mechanics in this game were really interesting in previous versions. So think of it as kind of like Story of Seasons and Harvest Moon, but with fighting. The next one that I was going to tell you guys about is there is a 10th edition of Resident Evil coming out. It's called Resident Evil Village. Basically, you're kind of trapped in a village, but it's a pretty open world within that village and pretty large. Basically, it takes place a couple of years after the events of Resident Evil 7, so that kind of gives you an idea of like the timeline and everything. But more zombies, yay! The last video game I was going to talk to you guys about is Subnautica. It's coming out on a console release, so if any of you guys have watched YouTubers online going at their Subnautica games and trying to survive as a bunch of sea monsters try to kill them, yeah, that's pretty much what that game is. You're basically trying to upgrade your sub and trying to survive with a bunch of monsters trying to kill you, so it should be fun. I do want to try it. I'm not a fan of jump scares, and it's totally jump scary, but I still really want to try that one. So I should just show you that it looks really fun. Some manga series that I was wanting to tell you guys about that are starting this month include If the RPG World Had Social Media. So basically, if they had internet and smartphones and texting and everything. So basically, like, the description of it was this level 1 hero is like the greatest hero, apparently. She has a bunch of generals working under her, but she never leaves home. So she's like the greatest hero, but she's still level 1 because she never leaves home. She just does all of her adventuring like virtually, I guess. So she sends a text to the demon lord to challenge him to a duel. What she doesn't realize is that he's like an innocent little snowflake and he's adorable. And even the princess he kidnapped loves him. So it's just, adventures of, texting somebody and lots of little like introverts and everything. So I think it sounds fun. I'm very excited about it. So the next manga that I wanted to talk to you guys about is The King of the Dead in the Dark Palace. So basically what this is about is a boy with like a lot of medical issues, really sickly, and he dies and he's reborn as a zombie. And instead of being like, oh my gosh, I'm a zombie, he's like, yes, I don't feel pain, I can move, I can control myself, and I can control my body for once in my life. And then he realizes he was summoned by a necromancer and is forced to do her bidding. So, I'm sure he's not very happy about that. So I'm guessing he's gonna fight back when he has to follow her orders. So it should be pretty amusing. The next one is called Die Dark, and this one is about a boy named Sanko who was cursed so that the bones of his body, whoever possesses them, gets their wish granted. So basically, everything in the known universe is trying to come and kill him so that they can possess the bones of his skeleton, basically, so that they can have their wishes granted. And him and his little skeletal buddy are trying to fight everybody off while also trying to figure out who put this curse on him, because they're hoping, maybe he can break it, or if we kill him, maybe he'll break it. So that's kind of the whole thing. He just wants to be able to eat his spaghetti in peace, basically. So it should be, I'm guessing it's going to be kind of dark, but also it sounds like it's going to be pretty humorous as well. So the last manga that I need to tell you guys about is called Dungeon Toilet. So basically, instead of trying to find the best materials for your armor or your sword or your arrows or, stuff like that, no, they're trying to find the best materials for their toilets. So they're like taking dragon scales and using that for the toilet seat, using slimes as toilet paper. It sounds really weird, but I totally want to try it. So yeah, that's that one. There's not much else I can say about that one. It's just, yeah. Finally, board games. The first one isn't really new, but as you guys know, I'm into all the farming games, and I missed this board game coming out, so I was very sad, so I had to share it with you now. So basically, Stardew Valley made a board game edition of the game. I'm not entirely sure how the mechanics work yet. I have it ordered. I'm waiting for it to come. So I will let you guys know. Basically, it's just a board game version of Stardew Valley so that you can play it like in a short condensed version and share your love of Stardew Valley with everybody, even if they don't play video games. Also this month, Magic the Gathering has their new release, their quarterly release coming out. This one is Strixhaven School of Magic, so think lots of spells and casting and Harry Potterness. I'm really super excited for this one, mostly because they have the Lorehold deck, which has librarians in it, and I'm very excited. So of course I'm going to be playing a red-white deck in this edition, so yay. And then also Keyforge has a new deck coming out called Dark Tidings. It looks like it's kind of like Naga type thing, if you guys have played World of Warcraft, kind of half merfolk, half like demon alligator sea monster thing. It does look really interesting though. For anime, TV, and movies, we do have a couple of things coming out. The first one being there's a new Mummy movie coming out, which seems to have leaned more into the horror aspect because it is literally basically just a group of college students that go and wake up the mummy, and then the horror movie progresses from there. The other one I wanted to talk to you guys about is Detective Conan: The Scarlet Bullet. So I'm super excited to watch this one. I think it might be another casualty of 2020 because it is based in the World Sports Games event in Tokyo, Japan, which, in case you guys didn't know, was supposed to happen last year in 2020 in Tokyo. I've seen pictures. I don't know if they're real pictures, but I've seen pictures of like the emblem for the Tokyo Games where they just added 2021. So basically, this is a Detective Conan case closed movie happening at the Olympics, basically. So it does sound kind of cute. That, and I'm kind of like, haha, you got canceled and postponed for 2020. Sorry. Finally, the last movie that I was going to talk to you guys about is Cruella. So this is the Disney live-action remake, basically, of 101 Dalmatians, but it's focusing on how Cruella went bad, basically, how she became a villain. I am really interested in this one. It does seem like it's going to be really cool. I did like all of the fashion and the pictures that I saw for Cruella and everything, so I'm excited about it. So that was pretty much all the things I had this week to talk to you guys about, well, this month. We will be continuing through July this time. We don't have to take a break between our programming sessions. So I will be covering these over the summer as well, and I am looking forward to seeing you guys in May. Thank you.